Welcome back. We are doing the second segment of the major arcana. We're going to go through those. And so we're going to start off with the chariot. And the chariot is really about if in front of this card is someone, he's got two horses, two choices. And sometimes I know it doesn't say that normally in a traditional deck, but sometimes this is being led by two opposites. Okay, so you've got two choices and everything feels kind of out of control, but you feel in control because you feel like your intuition is going to guide you in the right way. So if you think about this, the guy is he's in control of the two horses. They both want to go into two separate directions. So it's about having control over a situation. It's about having willpower and trusting yourself. It's an action card, and sometimes it means travel. It's determination, and it's determination to get there. And so in this depiction, you notice he's got two people here in the back of what he's leading, and people up front are cheering him on. And what he doesn't realize is maybe what he's doing is kind of at the backs of other people. Okay, so the glory, he's given the glory, but the people here who are kind of helping him along are not getting the glory. So remember that in a reading, because if this comes up, it could mean that you're so determined and you're so focused on the goal and the end, and you're not thinking about the damage it may be doing. And I know that traditional tarot doesn't teach that, but that the picture tells you everything. That, yes, you have determination. Yes, you're controlling this. You're trying to control a situation that may be out of control, and you're not paying attention to the damage it could do to other people. And so that's the chariot. And the next card is strength. And so here you have a depiction of a woman, and she's got a lion here. And like the lion is eating from her hand. She's totally tamed him. And so it's about having courage to stand up. And it's also about persuading people. So she might be persuading the lion with food to get the lion to do what she wants it to do. So it's kind of having influence over others, but also compassion, because she's not beating him or anything like that. It's just that she's kind of controlling and persuading him and influencing him to go a certain direction. But it's also about having courage, because you would not be able to do this unless you have the courage to face a lion and take that on, okay? All right, next we have the Hermit. And the Hermit is also a card of Virgo. And it's about introspection. It's about going within and maybe finding answers within yourself and isolating yourself from the rest of the world. You notice he's here all alone. He's on top of the world. He does have the wisdom, but he has to go inside to find it, just to make sure he's making the right decision. So it's all about like being alone and finding inner guidance and using your intuition. And the light, what I love about this card is you have the light here, and it's kind of showing you the way. So this kind of represents your intuition. So when this comes up at a reading, it's usually about listening to your intuition or going within to find answers. And then next we have the Wheel of Fortune. And this card, when it comes up, what it represents really is that there's all sorts of cycles and lessons to be learned in life. And everything that begins also ends. And there's always, it's a reminder that there's always lessons to be learned. So it's, and it could mean good luck too, or a karma, things coming back things going out. It's the cycle of life. It's destiny. It's sometimes a turning point because, like I said, an ending equals a new beginning. Okay. Then next we have Justice. And this card represents Leo in the deck. Or sorry, not Leo, Libra. We have the scales here. And Libra is all about balance. Okay, so think of things like fairness, truth, cause and effect, the yin and the yang. Again, weighing your options. It could also mean legal issues sometimes for people. Okay. Next, we have the Death card. And, you know, the Death card gets, gets a bad rap because everyone thinks, oh my God, it's death. But yes, sometimes it can represent death, but not necessarily I'm sorry. I skipped one. No, we're on the Hanged Man. Okay, back up. We haven't got Death is next. We have the Hanged Man first. Okay, so the Hanged Man, if you look at the picture, you notice that you've got all these people down here looking at him, and he's actually put himself in this position. And if you notice, like, the ties around his wrists, he can get out of those at any time. It's not like he's at 1 foot loose. He's put himself in this position. It means that you need to pause and reflect. It's also kind of surrendering to a situation where, there's people going, hey, and you're like, okay, I give up. White flag. It's about letting go and not really, and he's in a meditative state. So he's not really paying attention to these people around him. He's put himself there. He wants to self-reflect. He wants to get a new perspective without the influence of others. And everybody could be coming at him, and he doesn't care. So it's usually, in a reading, it means it's time to kind of back up and self-reflect and to kind of surrender to, if you're having troubles in your life, it's time to surrender to that and figure out what mistakes you made along the way so that you can come out of it a better person, okay? All right, then the last card in this segment is the Death card. And again, like I said before I jumped the gun, yes, sometimes the Death card does mean death. But it's usually a death of a cycle. It's the end of something. It's an end of a way of thinking. So you have figured out that the way you were living your life or the way you were thinking was not the best way. And so now it's like time to shut that down and time to start anew again. So it's usually about, this is a card of Scorpio. And Scorpio, if you know astrology, is all about change. And sometimes the transformations and change can be brutal, and they do feel like death. And you feel like you are dying inside until you transform into that phoenix and become a new person. So it's about transition, really. That's what the Death card is about. It's about transition and change, endings and new beginnings, okay? All right, well, thanks for joining me for that segment. We have one more segment for the Major Arcana. And then I will be on my way to giving you guys my monthly readings again. So I look forward to that. I really do. So yes, next we will have the last segment of the Major Arcana. So join me for that. Thanks so much.